Hey, what up? It's your boy Shadzilla, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 ways to find a real estate deal.
For Rashad Jennings, left-handed hook shot is cooking. Saigon Heat just having no answer for Rashad Jennings.
Now, all of these ways work. I've gotten deals off each and every one of them, and I know that's what you're going to ask. Hey, does this work? Does cold calling work? Does text messaging work? Does mailers work? Everything works. You just have to be consistent. First up, driving for dollars. Driving for dollars is one of the ways that I use to find real estate deals. When I first started out in real estate, I used to hop in my car on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and I would drive down every corridor, get off on the exit, ride down every corridor, write down addresses, go back home, look up the tax records, try to find out who owned it. It was a pretty lengthy process. But as time went on, technology, comes into play. Now I'm using Deal Machine. Deal Machine actually takes a step out of the process to where now I don't even have to write down the address. I can take a picture of the property and everything about that property comes up. I can click a button and I can send a piece of direct mail to that owner right then and there. And I can set it up to where I'm sending a series of mailers. So first you may get my We Buy Houses mailer. Then you may get my cash offer mailer. Then, on the third one, you might get a different type of mailer. And you can repeat this. You can make it to where you're touching them 10 times. You can make it where you only send one mailer. You can make it where you send the series of 3 mailers. So driving for dollars and Deal Machine is one of the ways that I use to find deals. Number 2, next up is direct mail. Yes, direct mail still works. You just have to be consistent. I've been using direct mail since I came into the game. I've sent all types of mailers. I've sent just listed, just souls. I've sent We Buy Houses. I've sent handwritten mailers, and I've gotten deals off all of those different types of mailers. One particular mailing campaign that I remember right offhand, I spent $1,100 to send out, I think, approximately 1,500 mailers. They were about 70 to 80 cents per, and I got 3 deals off that. So I spent $1,100 and I got 3 deals off that. So I got 2 listings, and one of the sellers had to buy another house, and I made $27,000 off $1,100 investment. So you tell me if direct mail works. Just imagine if I would have took that $27,000, reinvested it, and did a bigger campaign. I didn't do that, but I'm just here to tell you direct mail works. I still use direct mail to this day. It's one of those things, man. You either have time or money. Direct mail is not cheap, but you can get results. That's up to you to decide. We got other different ways to find deals. If you're not cash heavy, if you got money to spend, we got options for that. If you got time, we got options for that. Number 3, cold calling, the dreaded cold calling. Everybody hates cold calling, but cold calling is effective and cold calling works. I've gotten deals, multiple deals off cold calling. A lot of people kind of shy away from cold calling because they hate confrontation. Hey, the truth of the matter is, hey, if you're making $200-300 a day, you're gonna get cussed out probably. I mean, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta know that that's coming. You calling somebody's phone, unannounced, asking to buy their property, even though, they may need to sell the property. But everybody reacts to different ways. That's why I'm so big on utilizing multiple different strategies to source properties, because that same seller that needs to sell and wants to sell, he may not respond well to a cold call. He might respond better to a text message or direct mail or maybe door knocking. You got to utilize everything. It's cumulative. It's not a one size fit all. Because if you only do one strategy, you're gonna miss out on the other sellers. If you're not a people person, a lot of people outsource this. I have VAs calling for me. I've called myself as well. And now that, and I've also hand dialed. Now they got dialers. I was actually literally going down my list, hand dialing every number on the list. But now with these dialers, man, it takes a step out. So now it's easier to cold call. You upload your list and they just run through your list. Somebody pick up, you go through your script. Somebody want to buy, you got a deal right then and there. That dialer, it just makes it more easier, more pleasant. And you can make a lot more dials in a short amount of time. So, and I tell my agents all the time, when I was running my brokerage, I used to tell my agents all the time, hey, you can ask 100 questions if cold calling works, or you can make 100 calls and find out for yourself. the choice is yours. All right, number 4, text blast campaigns. Now, text blast campaigns are an effective way to source deals. It's fairly cheap to send out, a bulk of text messages to different types of owners. And also too, now text message campaigns, and you still gonna get some crazy texts. Just like I said, if you're cold calling, you might get cursed out. Somebody might curse you out through text. But, if you're somebody that, has a stigma about that, hire a VA, have them sort through everything, take them out the system. That way they only send you the people who are interested. You don't even have to see that. So, you can get over that. Because a lot of people, they rather text. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want you knocking on their door. I don't think I ever had anyone call me mad about a direct mail campaign, but text messaging, ringless voicemail, and cold calling, people are kind of uneasy about that. And also too, the laws have changed on sending out these text blast campaigns if someone hadn't opted in. So you definitely want to check with your local state and make sure you're within the law on that. Number 5, social media. Now this is my personal favorite. It hadn't always been because I never really wanted to put myself out there on social media. But once I did, I saw the results coming in. I got people in my inbox talking about, hey, I got 20 acres, you want a JV? I got these deals. So it became my favorite just because of the results that it produces. I always tell people, man, document your process because people will follow you and follow you and follow you. And then once they get real comfortable with who you are, then they'll reach out. Social media is a great way to get deals. Like if you're introverted, you gotta find a way that works for you. But social media for me has been my number 1 way to source deals. All right, number 6, joint venturing on deals. Joint venturing on deals is a great way to source deals, and you'd be surprised how many people that are sitting on deals that don't know what to do with them, that's stuck and looking for help, whether it be credit requirements, experience, or down payment. I had one of my agents post on his story, he was bombarded with deals. Like it was somebody that, he wasn't real big on social media, but I just told him, I was like, put out in the universe what you want. He put up, the same, hey, I'm looking to close 3 deals at the end of the month. This is the same line that I put up on my story at least 3, 4, 5 times a month. And I get bombarded with deals. I told him to do it, he did it. So now he's gotten deals that he wouldn't have had if he wouldn't have opened his mouth. Now people are wanting to JV with him. Joint venturing on deals is a great way to source deals because it's not a shortage of deals. You just gotta be what the deals are. You gotta put it out in the universe what you're looking for. You just basically partnering up with somebody who's missing a piece. Real estate's a team game. I've had to use a credit partner before. I've had to use an experienced partner before. When I started doing new construction builds, my flip experience didn't translate to new construction experience. So I had to JV with my project manager because she had 5 or more new construction deals. Real estate is simple if you really break it down, because whatever you're missing, you can go get that piece. Down payment. A lot of people have deals, it's a perfect deal, but they just don't have the cash to put up. Hey, I got 15,000, I got 20,000. Let's write up a contract, let's write up an operating agreement, and I'll put a soft lien on the property, and we'll be in business. Joint venturing is a great way to partner on deals. Number 7, Bandit Signs. I've been putting out Bandit Signs since I was hosting basketball camps, and they work. My first basketball camp that I hosted once I retired from basketball, that's all I did was put out bandit signs. I would wake up at 2, 3 in the morning and I would go to these interstate exits and I would just hammer in the ground. I would go to high traffic areas and I would just hammer these bandit signs in the ground. The bandit signs, they serve as like mini billboards. It'll definitely get the phone ringing. The key to that is following up. You must follow up. Just putting the signs out on the ground and expecting people to show up, like you gotta answer the phone and you gotta follow up. You can't skip the work. You can outsource people putting them out if you're not the one that wanna put them out, but you can't skip the work unless you're gonna hire an answering service to answer the intake of calls. That's pretty advanced. You can't outsource everything. The downside to bandit signs is it doesn't last. Whether it's your competitors coming by, pulling your signs up, putting theirs down, or, the city or the county coming by and pulling them up because they're illegal in some areas. So you need to check with your local, city or county to see if putting bandit signs out around the city is legal. One time I got a call from a police saying that it was illegal and I need to go pick them up. But, the time that they're out there, like I said, they serving as many billboards. So bandit signs definitely work. Number 8, networking events. Networking events are another great way to source deals. I got my first hard money lender from a RIA meeting, and RIA stands for Real Estate Investment Association. We've done multiple deals and counting since then. Not only that, my hard money lender introduced me to one of my private lenders. Now, hard money and private money are two different things. I know I'm getting off track here, but let me kind of explain because I want you all to understand what I'm saying. Hard money is basically a company that lends you money based on their terms. Private money is somebody, could be friends or family. It could be your coworker. It could be, your grandparents. It could be someone that you know or someone that you don't know. With private money, you have a better chance of determining the terms of the deal. With hard money, they have their terms set and you got to conform to their terms. But like I said, networking is one of the most underrated parts of the game. I mean, you never know when you're looking at your next business partner, someone who could take your business to the next level. Networking events are so necessary. Even with COVID, you could do virtual networking meetings and still, build up your Rolodex and just build relationships, man. Like real estate is a relationship business. Like this morning before I even got here, I rode by a construction site. Hey, I jumped out. The guy was doing a roof. I said, hey, I need your contact. I see you doing this roof. I have a couple roofs that I need done, and I'm always building my Rolodex. That's a form of networking. Like I'm headed to the office, I see somebody doing a roof on the site, I jump out, I introduce myself, I get that contact, I add them to my network. So now when I need a roofer, I got a list of 5-10 roofers in my Rolodex. I got a list of 5-10 electricians in my Rolodex. Like networking is so key, but people don't talk about it enough. So networking events are a great way to source deals. Number 9, Facebook ads and online advertising. Facebook ads is another great way I use to source deals. And I always tell people, you either got time or money. And if you can have a combination of both, then you can be really dangerous. The reason why I love Facebook ads is because you don't have to deal with the riffraff. You don't have to deal with people cursing you out. You don't have to deal with people not wanting your service, because when you run a Facebook ad, only 9 times out of 10, unless they just writing crazy stuff in the comments under your ad, you're only going to get the people who want your product. You're only going to get the people who want what you're advertising. So that's why I love Facebook ads. It's kind of like set it and forget it. Once you find a campaign that works, you can really turn up the heat. Now, one piece of advice I'll give you when running Facebook ads is you want to run tests. You don't want to just break the knob, in the beginning. You want to run tests, find out what works, then you turn up the heat on what works. So Facebook ads and online advertising are a great way to source deals. It's easy it's great on time. You get to get your time back, but you will have to spend some money. Like I said, you either got money or time. And if you got a combination of both, you'll really be dangerous. So that's why I like Facebook ads and online advertising. Number 10, the dreaded door knocking. Door knocking is so direct that it's unpleasant for most people. When I first got into the game at 6'8", 280 pounds, I was walking neighborhoods door knocking, like in the hot sun, like just trying to figure it out. Like when I came in, I wasn't too good for anything. Like my whole goal was to figure it out. Whatever I had to do, whether it was door knocking, whether I had to write out 1,000 handwritten letters, whether I had to hold open houses for other realtors who already had motion going, I was willing to do anything because I always knew, like, I just need momentum. Once I start getting some motion, I'm just gonna keep elevating and elevating. One way that you can kind of refine your door knocking is to pull a list. Let's say you're gonna pull a pre-foreclosure list, somebody who's about to lose their house. They got a court date. What I mean by court date is they got a date. Like the lender is gonna sell their house on the courthouse steps at this particular date. One time, I'll give you a quick story. I saved a lady's house 16 minutes before it was scheduled to go on the courthouse steps. we got a call from the attorney that they stopped the sale because I had written a contract saying that I was gonna purchase the home, and they stopped the sale 16 minutes before it was scheduled to sell. So door knocking pre-foreclosures is a great way to source deals. One of the tactics I use is I never mention the pain. Like, I know they're in pre-foreclosure because I pulled the list, but I never mention the pain. I let them say it first. People will they'll get so depressed, they'll get just so down that they won't even ask for help. You know, you gotta go out here and seek these people and let them know how you can help them. So door knocking pre-foreclosures is a great way to source deals. I've done it. And, you know, it's not the most pleasant thing to do, but when you do things that others aren't willing to do, you'll get deals that other people aren't getting. All right, now that you got my top 10 ways that I find real estate deals, I want to give you the 2 honorable mention. They didn't make my list, but I want to mention them anyway because these are options that other people that I know in the real estate business, they do tons of deals with these. One is ringless voicemail. Ringless voicemail is basically, instead of cold calling somebody, it just send them a voicemail. It send them a pre-recorded voicemail, and you have them call back into an IVR system. They can press 1 or 2. 1, take me off the list. 2, yes, I'm interested in selling. Now you're in business. You know, so now all you need to focus on is the number 2s that want to sell their home. You know, and now you can kind of get busy and go through your script and everything, and, you know, try to purchase the home. The second one is voice broadcast. Now, I've tried voice broadcast. I never had any luck with this. That's why I didn't make my list. It's on honorable mention. But I know a lot of people that get deals off this, and people voice broadcast me. So if that's still around, I mean, it got to be working somehow. But, you know, voice broadcast and ringless voicemail, those are my honorable mention. Now here's the bonus that everyone overlooks. I don't know why, but everybody overlooks the MLS. A lot of people feel like once something hit the MLS, it's not a deal anymore. That can be further from the truth. I did some of my biggest deals from the MLS. Not saying that great deals don't get done off market, but you can still find good deals on the MLS. One deal that come to mind that I got from the MLS was a duplex. I locked it up within 15 minutes that it was on the market. They wanted $110,000 for it. I offered them $115,000, and on top of that, I gave up my realtor commission to the listing agent. So imagine that. If a listing agent, they're selling a home. Now, instead of getting 3%, now I just doubled their income. I said, now you're gonna get 6% if you choose my offer. But here's the caveat. You got 1 hour to sign this contract or it's null and void. So that's just one of the tactics that I use, you know, because once it gets on the MLS, the sharks are gonna come out. So you gotta really get creative with deal structure. And if you are a realtor and you're not using this strategy and you're trying to be an investor, you're losing out. You're losing out. Like, you gotta really switch your mindset from chasing commissions to building wealth. Now, not saying that you shouldn't get your commissions, because I don't just, you know, openly offer my commission up off the rip. Now, if it's a hot property, of course I'm gonna offer it. But if it's something that's just been sitting, I'm gonna get paid to buy it. So there's a difference. You don't wanna just say, hey, here's my commission. You know, if I knew this was gonna be a hot property because the ARV on it was $310. We got it under contract for $310,000. We were all in $165. So we paid, let me make sure my number's right. We paid $115 for it, put $50,000 in it. Yeah, we was all in at $160, $165. That was over $100,000, you know, play right there, just simply by giving up my $3,000 commission. So, you know, when you think long term, you can do these type of deals. The MLS has deals. You just got to know how to underwrite the deals and, you know, lock them up and put them on the contract. Those are my top 10 ways to find deals. I hope you take everything that I'm saying and go apply it. I'll put links below the video for everything that I use. If we got different promotions or things like that, you'll be able to use them by clicking the link up under the video. And I'll see you on the next one, man. Stay locked in. Holla at me.